Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to JC Baseball Replays as we bring you another fabulous game from Strat-O-Matic headquarters here on Shrewsbury Township, New Jersey, aka the Kingdom. Hold on, we'll get to a bit of room manipulation here. All right. My name is Joe, and this is our 1986 Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced Baseball replay as we continue the games of April 8th. We've completed our National League lineup of games for the day, so we're going to move on to our American League contests. And tonight we have the California Angels coming into the Kingdom to visit the Seattle Mariners. It's always good weather in the Kingdom. It's a 7-7 for singles and a 19-19 for homers. Homer Ballpark here. It should be a lot of fun. We'll have to see how it goes. Sure, I've got my handy-dandy Strat-O-Matic instruction manual nearby, and you know what? We've got to swap out the dice for the Mariners, home blue and yellow.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously, I'm swapping out the dice. Alright, you guys have done your purpose today. If you're wondering about the dice collection for Strat-O-Matic, this is the dice box. I just bought a random assortment of six-sideds on Amazon. I believe there's 100 six-sideds of different colors. I think there are 10 different colors, so 10 dice each. You can never have enough dice. And to me, rotating the dice through my replay ensures accuracy. Let's make sure I have Strat connected. It's going to be Chat connected, pardon me. It'll be a moment while I get everything right where I want it. But I wanted to go live and give you guys a chance to see what's going on during this intense setup process where you just never know what will happen. Well, everything looks crooked again. Don't know why. Probably because the table's crooked. Well, let's fix that. Hey, Sports Time Machine, what's going on, man? Friday Night Baseball, indeed. Let's go. Hey, Larry Harris, good evening from Northeastern Ohio. Getting ready to play some Payoff Pitch while you listen in. Thanks for listening in, Larry. I appreciate it. Payoff Pitch is a great game as well. I have a couple of seasons, and I would like to get them on the channel at some point. All right, so we have this game from the Kingdom. It is brought to you by Maker's Mark. It's not top shelf, but it gets the job done. And it's honestly not bad. I had a heck of a day. Started the day at the gym at 5:15 this morning. Worked a full day. It's a very hectic day. And I'm glad to be home now, well fed. Stretched out on the bed for about 15 minutes just to get the kinks out. Get a second wind going here. And I am ready to hang out and call this game with you guys here at the Kingdom on opening day 1986. It is a crowd of 42,121 here in Seattle. It's a night game, and we will see. The pitchers will be Mike Witt for the visiting Angels and Mike Moore for the Mariners. If you're wondering, Angels pitcher Witt is an 18-10 record, 2.84 ERA in 34 starts. He allowed just 218 innings in a 218 hits in 269 innings. 73 walks and 208 strikeouts. He gave up 22 homers. A very, very admirable season for Witt. The California Angels set their lineup, or at least Gene Mauch does. I think he filled out the lineup card like this. Leading off and playing second, Bobby Grich. Batting second and playing right field, Rupert Jones. Over at first base, the rookie Wally Joyner, batting third. Reggie Jackson will bat cleanup and be the designated hitter. Doug DeSense will play third base and bat fifth. Brian Downing batting sixth and playing left field. The shortstop Rick Burleson bats seventh. Behind the plate, it's Bob Boone batting 8th, and a center fielder, Speedy Gary Pettis, batting 9th. They'll face Mike Moore. Moore starting for Seattle, an 11-13 record in 86, 37 starts, a 4.30 ERA, 266 innings. He gave up 279 hits, so that's a problem. 94 walks to add to that whip, and a 146 strikeout campaign. He allowed 28 homers. It's not his fault, guys. The Kingdom is a 1-19 on home runs versus both lefties and righties. I am sad to say, Sports Time Machine, that I manage a bank. I am a retail bank manager. I'm not really sad to say it. I've been doing it for 19 years. It's a solid job if you like socializing. It wears me out a little bit, and it's changed a great deal, but it pays the bills. I generally like what I do, and it gives me plenty of time to come home in the evenings and enjoy some Strat-O-Matic or Payoff Pitch or various other games. Sometimes I even take out the PlayStation. And I was thinking about maybe seeing about what sports games are available on the PlayStation 4 and 5 that I might be able to occasionally stream on here. But, yeah, I'm a banker. Not really. I'm not really a banker. I work for a lot of bankers. I'm just the guy who runs a branch. Don't tell anybody. Banker hours are the good part, yes. On my worst day, I'm home by 6. So, the Seattle Mariners will set their lineup this way. They also have a rookie, I believe. Danny Tartabull will lead off and play second base. Yes, you heard me, second base. When I was filling out this lineup card, I did a double take. As we know, Danny Tartabull turned out not to be a very good second baseman. Strat has him rated at a 4.53. So I assume at some point during the season, they're going to transition him to the outfield. Probably rather quickly. And probably after they trade away Phil Bradley. Wait, did they trade away Bradley? I don't remember. In any case, Phil Bradley plays left field and bats second. Ivan Calderon will play right field and bat third. Gorman Thomas is your cleanup hitter and the designated hitter. Alvin Davis plays first and bats fifth. Jim Presley plays third base and bats sixth. Batting seventh in center field, Dave Henderson. Behind the plate, batting eighth, Steve Yeager. And playing shortstop and batting ninth, soon-to-be Boston Red Sox, Spike Owen. So, we have to figure out some holds real quick here. Mike Moore is a -3. He'll be complemented by Yeager's 0 arm. So when we hold on any Angels, they will be -4, -7. And then Mike Witt is a -1. He'll be working with the catcher Bob Boone, who has a good arm, a -3. So that's a -4 total, which means they will hold Mariners on at a -6, -8 clip. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a lot of stealing in this one. Unless we do have Gary Pettis in the game. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks for joining me on this Friday night, folks. I'm glad the week is just about over. The work week, anyway. And the weekend is here. So maybe we'll play too. We'll see. In any case, Mike Moore takes the mound. He throws from the right side, and Bobby Grich will step in. A right-handed batter. Grich waits for the pitch from Moore. Here it is. How about a 1-8? Strikes him out. Moore, wasting no time, gets Grich looking on a 1-2 pitch, and Rupert Jones will come up. Jones bats left. And Moore is into his windup. How about a 2-7 against the right-hander? Strikes him out. So he strikes out the first two batters, does Moore. And too quickly down here for Wally Joyner. Wally, a rookie this year, bats from the left side and plays first. Moore to deliver. We got a spinny die there, a 6-8 against the left-hander, and Joyner lays off and draws the walk. So while he's on at first, he's a 14. With a -5, that makes him a 9. He's not going to try to get a good lead, but they will hold him. And here comes the legendary one, Reggie Jackson, winding down his career here in California. The designated hitter tonight will bat left, as always, and he might be the straw that stirs the drink, but he's also likely to be Moore's third strikeout victim, if he holds true to form. The pitch from Moore, it's a 5-6 to the left-handed Jackson. Well, Reggie makes contact. It's out toward right. Going back is Calderon. He will have room, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So nothing doing. One left for California in the top of the first. And we'll head on down to the bottom half with no score. Witt takes the mound. He's looking forward to an excellent 1986 season if the dice just cooperate in a normal standard deviation range. There's going to be somebody who's going to be an outlier in this season, folks, and it's going to be either really impressive or really disappointing. So here's the aforementioned Danny Tartabull, the second baseman, for the Seattle Mariners, leading off. Tartabull bats right. Witt throws right. And the pitch from Witt is a 3-2. Single 1 to 17 or a line out to short. So that's hit towards shortstop Burleson. And it's past him for a base hit for Tartabull. Lead-off single. Danny's on it first. They'll hold him. And he's not going to challenge. That'll bring up Phil Bradley. Bradley, the right-hander, playing left field. Witt from the stretch. That is a 6-5 against a right-hander. Normal home run 1-2. And a fly ball to left field otherwise. So this one is hit deep to Downing in left. Downing going back on it. Will he have room? He has plenty of room, a little short of the track, and makes the catch to retire Bradley for the first out of the inning. It brings up Ivan, or as I like to call him, Ivan Calderon. The right fielder bats right. Witt takes a look at Tartabull, not too worried about him. They're holding him close, and delivers. How about a 4-8 against the righty? Down on strikes is Calderon for the second out of this bottom of the first. So 2 down now. Tartabull still at first. And here's the longtime Milwaukee Brewer and turned Seattle Mariner, Gorman Thomas. Where's George Costanza when you need him? You're not kidding.
No soup for you.
No soup for you. Soup Nazi. They probably have a soup Nazi in Seattle. So the Kingdom fans are on their feet as Gorman Thomas comes to the plate. They hope for big things from the one-time fabulous slugger. He's on the decline as well, but they hope that being a designated hitter will get a little bit out of him. So Tartabull on first, 2 down, and here's the pitch to Thomas. How about a 5-4 against the righty? Catcher's card X, our first X chance of the night. Boone is a very good fielder, a 1E3, and also part of one of the more productive baseball families ever. How about an 18? That's the wrong one. Oh, that's the right one. How about an 18-14? That's going to be a G2. And nothing doing. So grounder. Boone pounces on it, fires down to first, and retires Thomas for a third out of the inning. Tartabull left at second. And there's no score after 1. Moore will face DeSensei, Downing, and Burleson in the second inning. The Angels coming off a 90-72 finish in 1985, good enough for second in the AL West. Meanwhile, the Mariners were 74-88 in 1985, second to last in the AL West. So a tale of 2 cities here, and 2 teams that were in opposite directions. The Angels want to get better, but so do the Mariners. Chuck Cartier is leading the Mariners on the field tonight. And as we've already mentioned, Gene Mauch manages California. It's going to be Moore to DeSensei's batting right. The pitch is a 6-10. Grounded down to short. Looks like it'll be no problem for Owen. He picks it and fires to first. Davis with the catch, and DeSensei is retired. So, we have Brian Downing coming up now, a good slugger. Another right-hander here against the right-handed Moore. Moore into the delivery, a 3-6. And Downing does what he is known for, draws a base on balls. Downing has very good eye for the plate. Brian, a 13 possible steal. They'll hold him, and that's going to really limit his success chances, so he's not going anywhere. Brings up Rick Burleson, the shortstop today. Burleson, a reasonably good hitter. Also bats right. How about a 6-9? And there's another walk. So suddenly Moore can't find the strike zone. And runners are on first and second with just one out. For Bob Boone. Boone, a very good defensive catcher with occasional power. He bats from the right side and he waits, bat waving slightly. Moore from the stretch. How about a 4-8? Grounded down to short. Owen is there. He picks it, flips to Tartabull, who makes a good play, turns it to Davis to complete the 6-4-3 double play. That'll retire the side, so one left again for California, and no score as we head to the bottom of the second. The Mariners will send up Davis, Presley, and Henderson. Sports Time Machine says Joe Girardi today for the Yes Network hopefully will replace the self-mentioning schmuck in the Yankees dugout. Oh, yeah? I didn't realize they picked him out. They hired him to be a broadcaster? That's pretty cool. I like Joe. Good guy. A very knowledgeable baseball man and was an excellent manager. So here's Alvin Davis, the lefty leading off against Witt for Seattle. How about a 4-6 left-handed? Ground ball down to first. Joyner is there. He'll take it himself and retire Davis for the first out of the inning. A quick out for Witt on just 2 pitches. Both of these guys have the capability going deep in the game. Mike Witt has a POW of 8, and Mike Moore has a POW of 7. Analyst, very nice. I'm happy about that. I didn't know that. Did you hear that, babe? Yanks hired Joe Girardi to be an analyst for them this year for Yes Network.
Joey!
Yep. It's one of my wife's favorite Yankees of all time.
Yeah.
Well, Jim Presley will come to the plate with 1 out. He is batting right-handed, and Witt into the windup, and the pitch is a 2-6 fly ball out toward right. Rupert Jones is there, and it's an easy play, 2 away. So far, both pitchers looking solid. And that brings up the right-handed center fielder, Dave Henderson. Henderson is a very, very good hitter. He's a little streaky, but he can get it done. Witt delivers 2-9, strikes him out. Second strikeout of the game for Mike Witt. And a 1-2-3 inning. Seattle retired in order. We'll head to the third, folks. No score pending. It'll be Gary Pettis from the 9th spot, followed by Grich and Jones. Pettis, a speedster and a good center fielder. He's a switch hitter batting left against Moore. How about a 6-6? Triple 1-2, single 3-20. The die roll says that one gets past everybody. No, it doesn't. It's cut off. You're thinking backwards. But Pettis with a base hit. Calderon gets the ball back in, and Gary can run. He'd be a 19. He'd be a 14 if he gets a good lead, and he needs a 2-5, an 11, or a 12. So Gary's going to try to steal. He stole 50 on the season. An 11's good for a good lead, so like I said, 1-14 success chance. Pettis is running. The pitch, Boone, up quickly. And he nails him. Gary Pettis. Sorry, not Boone. Yeager up quickly, and Gary Pettis is caught stealing for the first out of the inning. Can't blame Boone for not trading for Corbin Burns, for sure. The Orioles picked up a great pickup there. And looks like we're going to pay through the nose for Snell. And hopefully he does not follow the oft-cursed Yankee curse of immediately injuring himself and not living up to his potential or salary. Well, there's one down on the Pettis caught stealing, and Bobby Grich will come to the plate. Grich 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. How about a 4-2 right-handed? Single 1 line out to short, but that one's hit towards the shortstop, Spike Owen, who will make the play. Second out of the inning. And here's Rupert Jones. Jones also 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Got a runner. How about a 3-12 against the right-hander? Grounded towards Alvin Davis at first. He will pick it and flip to Moore to retire the side. So a non-traditional 1-2-3 for Mike Moore, but he gets the job done. We head to the bottom of the third here in the Kingdome, and nobody has put up any runs yet. That's another way of saying still no score, just in case you were wondering. Yeager, Owen, and Tartabull do for the Mariners. Here's Steve Yeager, the catcher. can swing the stick a little. He's a 5-6. Strikes him out. Well, he swung it. He just didn't connect with anything. So Steve E. Agger is down for the first out. Here's Spike Owen. If you wonder what he's owing, don't ask his bookie. Spike's a switch hitter batting left against Witt. Don't mean to slander Mr. Owen. We don't know anything about his gambling habits or any other habits except for how he plays baseball. And even there, we have only limited knowledge. How about a 1-7 against the right-handed Witt? Fly ball to center. Pettis, in plenty of room and time, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Gary Pettis runs down a lot of balls out there with his speed, and he doesn't miss them when he runs them down too often. So Tartabull back up. He singled his first time up, 1 for 1 on the season, batting 1,000. Hey, Alex, good evening. How tall are the left and right field walls in the Kingdom? There is no robbing of home runs possible. I don't know exactly how tall they are, but they're tall enough. They both have asterisks. So we won't be seeing that today. The Carl Pavano, how much? Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I was talking about. Sports Time Machine. Pavano's the perfect example. So, I rolled those already. 6-9 for Tartabull. Strikes him out. So the fourth strikeout of the day for Witt. Another 1-2-3 inning. And nobody seems to want to hit today, folks. It's 0-0 as we head to the fourth. Little sip of the maker's mark to keep the whistle wet and my brain flowing and loose. Nothing like Friday night bourbon and Strat.
Hell yeah.
Well, here's Mike Moore. He's going to face Joyner, Jackson, and DeSensei. Joyner walked his first time up. How about a 5-8 to the rookie? Fly ball to center. Center fielder's getting some play today. Henderson is there with plenty of room and makes the catch to retire Joyner. Reggie will come up now. He flew out to right his first time up, officially 0 for 1. And Moore with the windup. Jackson from the left side waits, a 1-5. That's trouble, folks. That is a ballpark home run chance, and the Kingdom is a bandbox. A 1-19 chance, and Jackson will see this one leave the park. That is long gone. Forget about it. No doubt about it. Ballpark, what? Reggie could have hit that out of the Grand Canyon. And the Mariners fans quiet a little bit as California takes a 1-0 lead. Well, 1 out, 1 in, and DeSensei is coming up. He grounded out his first time up. Moore with the pitch. It's a 5-4 against the righty DeSensei's fly ball to center field X. Henderson, not quite as good as Pettis. He's a 2E9. Still pretty good. Dave Henderson is there. It's a 17-13. That's going to be an F3. How about the E13 on the E9? Henderson makes the catch for the second out of the inning. He's actually recorded both outs here, but he couldn't get that Jackson homer. I'm not sure the guys in the International Space Station could get it, even though it wasn't there in 1986. So 2 down now. Here's Brian Downing. He walked his first time up, as he's wont to do often. You can't keep a good Brian down. It's a 6-7 right-handed. Strikes him out. So apparently Mike Moore figured out Brian Downing. If you throw the ball over the plate, he don't know what to do with it right now. So Jackson's homer puts California ahead 1-0. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, the hometown Mariners coming up and trying to even it. It'll be 2-3-4, Bradley, Calderon, and Thomas. Do I prefer the rounded D6s? I don't necessarily prefer them. I like the weight of them. I like the size of them for rolling in the dice box. They do roll a little too much, so that would be my complaint. But I got them cheap. I got a 100-pack on Amazon of the multicolors, and I like being able to pick out the home team's colors for the games. It just adds a little fun for me. Even before I wasn't streaming them, I was doing that. So, honestly, I don't like the real big ones. I don't like the traditional size craps dice. And I don't like the real small ones. So something in the middle. There's actually one size bigger than this. I couldn't tell you what the millimeters are, but those are the ones I really prefer, and they actually have the hard corners. All you need to have is that cutie on the couch start yelling, "Beer here, ice cold sodas and popcorn." Babe, you have to do the heckles during the intermissions, apparently.
What?
They'd like you to call out like the vendors in the stadium.
No.
Beer here.
Get your hot dogs here.
There you go. Asking you shall receive, folks. She's a gamer. So we head to the bottom of the fourth. California with a 1-0 lead on the Jackson homer, and here's Phil Bradley. He flew out, well, maybe between innings. He flew out to left his first time up. Witt delivers. That's a 1-12. Grounded on the ground. Thank God it's on the ground. We're not in a strange four-dimensional world yet. To Rick Burleson. He will pick it and fire to first, where Joyner retires Bradley. So one away quickly, and it's Calderon. Calderon struck out his first time up. A definite, you're not kidding, brother. You're not kidding. A definite keeper. That's a 2-7 to Calderon. He is going to go the opposite way, and he's got himself a base hit. Went right between first and second. Seeing eye single, as they call it, and Calderon is on. He's actually got a pretty good steal chance, but a 17, but the hold of -6 makes him an 11, and he'll stand around at first and wait for Gorman Thomas to do something fun. Thomas grounded out to the catcher the first time up. That's hard to do, folks. 1 out. Calderon on first, and Thomas waits for the pitch from Witt. Witt from the stretch. A 5-8. Ground ball second base X. The second baseman Gritch is a 3E15. Is he holding him, actually? Hold on. Yes, he will be holding him. So he's a 4E15. That's going to make it a 16-9 on a 4E15. 16 on a 4 is a G2. 9 on an E15 is nothing. And I think that's going to be what? A runner advance? Force. Yeah. He's going to go the short way to retire Calderon at second. So the 4-6 fielder's choice. Thomas reaches with no throw. He's still got a little bit of speed to leg those out. So Thomas is on. He'll be held. And Alvin Davis comes up. Davis lined out to first his first time up. Witt takes a glance at Thomas and will deliver from the stretch. 3-3. Grounded down to third. DeSensei is there. He picks it and fires to Joyner. And the inning is over. The Mariners leave one, can find no runs, and still trail by a run as we head to the fifth. Nice pitcher's duel we have going here. Both pitchers pitching well. It's the Reggie Jackson homers, that's the difference. And the Angels lead 1-0 as we start the fifth inning. It's the bottom of the order for California. Burleson, Boone, and Pettis. Rick Burleson walked his first time up. Moore delivers. That's a 3-9. Grounded down to third. The third baseman Presley is there. He fires to Davis at first. 1 away. Here's Boone. Boone grounded into a double play his first time up. 0 for 1 on the day. It'll be Moore from the windup. It's a 6-5. Right-handed. Normal home run 1-12. Uh-oh. Boone does have normal power against righties. And double otherwise. This one is hit back towards the left field fence. Downing is going back on it. Will it be deep enough? It's over the fence, 3 rows deep. Bob Boone with the second homer for California today. Both solo shots, but they count all the same, and it's 2-0 California. The California Anaheim Angels of North American California, Anaheim, now lead 2-0, and Gary Pettis comes to the plate. Gary was on base with a single his first time before he was caught stealing on an amazing throw by Yeager. So 1 down, 1 in. Angels lead 2-0, and the pitch to Pettis. How about a 4-8? Pettis batting left. That's a single 1-2 or a grounder to first. A grounder down to Joyner. A grounder down to Davis, and he will take it himself. And plenty of time to retire Pettis. Pettis grounded it almost right to the bag, and his speed didn't matter. So 2 down now. And here's Bobby Gritch. Gritch 0 for 2. How about a 4-9? strikes him out. So both pitchers getting their fair share of strikeouts, but it's Moore who's allowed the 2 homers. And as a result, the Mariners are in a 2-run deficit as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Presley, Henderson, and Yeager due up for Seattle. A lot of power in this 6, 7, 8 chance. Presley, how many? I think he hit 27. Yep, 27 homers, 107 RBIs, and 86 for Presley. Almost identical to Pittsburgh Pirates third baseman Morrison. So here's Mike Witt. A 4-3. Right-hander fly balled out to right. Rupert Jones is going back on it. He's a 2E6. Got a cocked yellow die there, so let's bounce it. That is a 12-7. Can I add? 12-7 on a 2E6. Right? Brain work. Tired brain. Rupert Jones is a 2E6. 12-7. F2. F2 and nothing, so Jones makes the play. Presley is retired for the first out of the inning. Here's Henderson. Henderson struck out his first time up. You'd like to say he's every bit as good as Ricky, but nobody really is, folks. Ricky's one of the greats. Ground ball to shortstop, X. Burleson is a 4E12. How about a 19-10 to Burleson? 19 out of 4 still a G1. And a 10 on an E12 is nothing doing, so Burleson picks it. Fires to first to retire Henderson for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Yeager, the catcher. Yeager struck out his first time up. And here we go with the pitch from Witt. Reroll on the yellow. It's a 5-12. Right-hander Yeager is a second base X. They keep testing these guys. Grich, a 3E15. And we have a 15-6. 15 on a 3 is a G1, and a 6 on an E15 is nothing. So Grich picks it and fires to first. Yeager's retired, a 1-2-3. Mike Witt doing exactly what you want to do when your team puts you in front. He's shutting them down. We'll head to the 6th. And it'll be Jones, Joyner, and Jackson for the Angels. Jones 0 for 2 so far today. Rupert, a pretty good hitter, though. Deceptive speed. A one-time Yankee, if I remember correctly. And that is a grounder down to second. Tartabull is there and makes it look easy. Go figure. Danny, one of the worst E ratings on a second baseman I've ever seen. An E53, but he makes that play. So far, so good at second for Tartabull, and there's one away. Here's Wally Joyner. 0 for 1, a base on balls so far today. A 1-5. Well, that's going to be a base hit. This one's hit down out toward the right field gap. 1-1, 2-2 to 20. Center fielder Henderson will cut it off, get the throw in, but Joyner has himself his first major league hit. It's a 1-out double. Joyner will not be held at second. He doesn't have that kind of speed. Those wheels are good for cruising, not for stealing third. And here's Reggie Jackson. Reggie, on his way to the Hall of Fame, he's 1 for 2 today, a solo homer back in the 4th inning. That opened up the scoring. Moore will be careful with him with first base open. How about a 5-2 against the lefty Jackson? That's a fly ball to center. Off the end of the bat, Henderson will have room, and he gets there. Joyner has to retreat to second as the throw comes into third. So 2 away now on the Jackson flyout. And here's DeSensei. Solid hitting third baseman is DeSensei. Righty on righty as Moore delivers from the stretch. And that's a 2-8. That could be a problem. Nope, that's the only non-hit on that column. So grounder down at third. Presley's there, fires to first, and no damage done. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. California clinging to a 2-0 lead. For the Mariners, it's going to be Owen, followed by the top of the order, Tartabull and Bradley. Owen 0 for 1, flew out to center his first time up. The pitch from Witt, it's a 1-7. A fly ball to center. Pettis has no problem with that one. Owen's retired for the second time on a fly ball to Gary Pettis. 1 away for Danny Tartabull. Tartabull 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. Here's a 2-12 from Witt. Well, that's trouble. That's a ballpark homer. Deep to left field. Actually, deep to right field. Tartabull going the opposite way. A little late on the swing, but he got plenty on it, and it's carrying way back. Look out, folks. Rupert Jones can only watch. It's just over the fence for a home run for Danny Tartabull. And that will cut the lead in half. Seattle on the board at last. We've got an oblong home run symbol here, but Tartabull's solo homer makes it 2-1. Well, Witt can only shake his head. He thought he made a good pitch there, but Tartabull was fooled and late, but he had enough power to get it up in the air and out here in this bandbox of a dome. So Phil Bradley will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2, one down here. It's nothing but solo homers so far today, and a 5-3 grounded back to Witt. He is a 2E6, pretty good pitching, pretty good fielding pitcher. How about 11-11? That's going to be a G2. And nothing. So Witt picks it, flips to first, and Bradley is retired. Second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Calderon. Yvonne, if you were wondering, limited play time in 86. A 250 batting average, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, and 15 batted in. He walked 9, struck out 39, so 1 in every 5 at bats, and he stole a couple of bases. Actually, a few bases, if 3 is a few. Today he's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And there's a 4-7 to the righty Calderon. Well, now he struck out 2 times. But the Mariners finally get on the board as we go to the 7th, and it is 2-1 California. Now things get interesting, folks. We start having to worry about fatigue for the pitchers. Mike Moore, as we mentioned, is a 7, so this is his fatigue inning. If things stay as they are, Moore is allowed only 2 runs and stands to lose it. And Brian Downing will lead off. He's walked and struck out 0 for 1 in the box score. A 4-4 to the righty. It's a grounder to third. Presley's a 2E16. That is a 6-7. Wrong blue sheet. 6-7 on a 2E16 is going to be a G2. And E1. So Presley boots it. He recovers, but he has to eat it, and Downing reaches on the E5. So Downing at first, nobody out. And that'll bring up Burleson. Moore looking in at Burleson. Of course, the E5 will not count against Moore's fatigue. It's a 5-3. Fly ball left field X. We're finding all the X charts right now. Bradley is a 2E1. So you would think he's going to make this play, but you got to roll the dice. A 2-15 on a 2E1. Never mind, that's going to drop in a single 2. And a 15 on a 9. Nothing. So a base hit for Burleson. Downing is around second. He'll get into third as the throw comes back into the cutoff man. And that one does count against Moore's fatigue. First hit of the inning. First and third, nobody out, and Bob Boone to the plate. They'll be playing for the double play. You don't like to concede a run, but it's the smart play here. What Moore would really like to do is set Boone down on strikes. So Boone settles in, looks out. He'd love to find a hole here. Burleson being held. Burleson is being held, so there's a hole on the right side. Boone not going to hit and run with a runner at third, though, even though he's got good bat control. It's a 4-6. That's going to be a base hit. Double 1-2, single 3-20, right up the middle. Uh-oh, 20-side is trying to get away. That's unusual. And what did I say? Sorry, 4-6. That's a base hit for Bob Boone. It'll be cut off, but Downing scores, and the throw comes in as Burleson rounds and goes to third. Pardon me. A little dry throat all of a sudden. And Boone has himself an RBI, and California now leads 3-1. So Moore's given up 2 hits, 1 more hit or walk, and he'll be fatigued. And Gary Pettis to the plate. Not much has changed. They're going to play for the double play, which is difficult against Pettis. Boone not being held. They're playing for 2. 3-9. Well, that's even better. Pettis down on strike. So Moore finds something there, catches the corner, and Pettis didn't like it, but he's taking a walk back to the dugout all the same. Hope you guys are enjoying this Friday night as we watch the California Angels hang on to a 3-1 lead over Seattle Mariners. There's one out, runners on first and third, and Bobby Grich to the plate. Grich a good bunter. Don't think he'd do it here with the lead and a runner on third, but you never know. Here's Mike Moore with the pitch, a 6-6. Uh-oh, that's going to be trouble. That one's hit toward the gap. Triple 1-3, single 4-20. Can Rupert Jones cut it off? He can. He's going to hold him to a base hit. But another run will score. And it's clear Moore's getting too much to the plate. Boone makes it over to third as the throw comes in from Rupert Jones. And Mike Moore's day is going to be done. He went 6 1/3 and is on the hook for the 2 runners. So just one out here in the 7th, and the Angels starting to pull away. Jones will be up next. Let's see who's going to come in and relieve Moore. Pardon me while we do the card shuffle here. Mark Langston, the next pitcher due up for Seattle tomorrow. But right now, we need to find a reliever. We've got a couple of lefties coming up, so let's see what kind of left-handed pitchers we have for Seattle. Uh-oh. Righty, righty, righty. Lefty. It's going to be Lee Guterman. They're losing already. Don't really care what Guterman's stats are. He's the only lefty in the pen. He is a pitcher for E38. I put him in the wrong place. It's hard to keep track of the game and talk to you folks sometimes, especially after a long work week, but that's okay. We'll make some mistakes and we'll fix them. Nothing wrong with that, folks. Nothing wrong with that, as long as we catch the mistakes. So Guterman to pitch to Jones. He's done with the warm-ups. Boone is on third. Grich is on first. This announcer's a little tired, but he's okay. Grich is being held. They're trying to get a double play to get out of this inning, and Guterman will pitch lefty to lefty. How about a 3-6? Grounded down to second. That might be a routine double play chance. Tartabull is there. He flips to Spike Owen, who rifles it over to Alvin Davis at first, and it is an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. But the damage is done. 1 man left, 2-run score, and California now leads 4-1. You gotta feel pretty good if you're Mike Witt. You give up a run, your team comes back and scores 2. Well, folks, it's time for the 7th inning stretch, which means Babe's going to ask you if you want a beer.
Get your beer here.
There you go. See? She's paying attention.
Hot dogs.
I love this woman. She's wonderful. She can cook too, guys. She's even a trained pastry chef. She went to the Institute of Culinary Education here in New York about, 10, 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Worked in the industry for a little while, but the best part of this is she still does it for me.
Yep.
And only me. So, she calls a game. She actually plays an occasional baseball game with me. It's a good time. So, here we are as we get through the 7th inning stretch. Thanks for hanging out with me on this wonderful Friday night. Happy to be relaxing. Got a short work day tomorrow. Little half-day action. Those banks are open on Saturdays for a little while. But today, we're playing Strat-O-Matic. And the Mariners? That's the Mariners on Kitty Cat night. The Mariners. We'll send up Gorman Thomas, Alvin Davis, and Jim Presley to try to get back in this one. They only trail by 3, so they need a couple of bloops and a blast, and they have a capable lineup. But Mike Witt is on his game tonight. The one mistake to Tartabull. Otherwise, he's been close to perfect. In fact, he's only allowed 3 base hits. So Thomas is up. He's 0 for 2. How about a 2-9? Never mind. Sit down, Gorman. That's a strikeout. Of course, Gorman's a little past his prime. You can't blame him, folks. He's doing his best. Alvin Davis has not gotten the ball out of the infield today. He'd like to change that. Lefty waits for the pitch from Witt. It's a 3-9. The grounder down to second. Gritch is there. Fires over to first. And plenty of time to retire Davis. 2 quick outs here for Mike Witt in the 7th. And here's Presley. Presley has flown out to right both times. Opposite field, he's been late on the Witt fastball. Witt delivers. How about a 2-8? He was even later this time, folks. Didn't make contact. A 1-2-3 inning for Mike Witt. He's shutting them down with a 3-run lead. And that's what Chuck Cottier likes to see. So we'll go to the 8th. Actually, that's what Chuck Cottier hates to see. That's what Gene Malk likes to see. Chuck Cottier wishes his guys would shut him down, but it hasn't been going that way so far. So we're in the 8th, and it's going to be the heart of the order for California. Joyner, Jackson, and DeSensei. Joyner doubled and walked. Also flew out to center, 1 for 2 officially. How about a 3-10 against Guterman? Grounded down to first. Looks like it'll be a play for Davis. He scoops it and flips to Guterman, covering to retire Joyner. 1 away here in the 8th inning. Reggie comes up to a chorus of boos from the Mariner fans here in the Kingdom. Jackson homered and get the California Angels scoring started back in the 4th. Otherwise, he's flown out twice, 1 for 3. Here's the pitch from Lee. It's a 3-7. And Reggie's down on strike, something he did more than just about anybody else on the planet. So Jackson down for the 2nd out, and here's DeSensei. He's grounded out twice and flown out 0 for 3 so far. Guterman wastes no time, pitching from the stretch even with nobody on. And had some trouble getting delivery set there, but here's the 4-4 against the right-hander. Grounded down to 3rd. Presley is there, a 2E16. Let's see if he can make the play. 16 on a 2. It's going to be a G1, and a 9 on a 16 for third base. No problem. Presley picks it, fires. 3rd out. DeSensei's down. So nothing doing for California in the 8th. The Mariners will send up the bottom of the order. Henderson, Yeager, and Owen. Well, Henderson will bat. Let's just take a look at Yeager. Yeager's terrible. And Owen is slightly better than Yeager, but also terrible. So we may not see them bat. Henderson, a pretty good hitter, will lead things off against Witt. Witt working the 8th inning. This is his POW inning if it comes to it. His first pitch to Henderson, a 2-10, grounded down to short. Burleson will be there. He picks it, fires. Henderson's gone. 1 away. Let's see what kind of bench the Mariners have as far as bats against right-handers. You've got Mickey Brantley. You've got John Moses. They don't hit righties very well. You've got Dave Hengel, who I don't even remember. You've got Domingo Ramos. You've got Harold Baines. You've got Kenny Phelps and Bob Kearney. Or Carney? I guess it's Carney. So who's going to bat here? Oh, sorry, I got them out of order. Yeah. Yeager's up first, pardon me. Well, they're going to let Yeager bat, the catcher, and then grabbing a bat and coming out on deck, it's going to be Ken Phelps, which means Owen's day is done. So Phelps on deck. Come on. Do. Phelps has big power, so if Yeager can get on base, they can make this a close game in a hurry. He's also got good plate discipline. He'll take a walk. Yeager, well, he'll walk sometimes too. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Witt with a delivery, 2-7, grounded back to Burleson. Another 6-3 to retire Yeager. And that brings up Kenny. Kenny, a left-handed bat with really good power, 344 at-bats and 24 homers. To go with 16 doubles, he drove in 64. He also walked 88 times. So that's a lot of walks and about 420 plate appearances. 2 outs here. Phelps would like nothing more than at least get on base. Witt would like nothing more than to go 1-2-3 inning and head for the 9th. Mike with the windup and the pitch. He likes the sign 6-10. Fly ball to center. Phelps makes good contact. Going back is Pettis. A 1E8. As we've mentioned before, a 20 is going to be an F3 and a 10 on the E8. Pettis makes the catch just short of the track. Phelps is retired. And the Mariners are running out of chances as we head to the 9th. They trail California by a score of 4-1. We'll need a shortstop. It's going to be Domingo Ramos. So Phelps pinch hits and exits. And Ramos will come in and play short. Make our notations on the score sheet here. It's a shortstop 3E32. So not much worse than Owen. Unfortunately, they wasted their best lefty bench bat and got nothing for it. But a hard hit ball that Gary Pettis ran down. So in the 9th, the Angels will send up Downing, Burleson, and Boone, trying to add to a 3-run lead. Oops, we didn't pull Witt. Hold on. What am I looking at? Hold on. There we go. Got those guys straight. And Guterman comes out to work another inning. He's pitched 1 2/3 so far. He's a 3, so after 1 out, he'll be susceptible to fatigue. Downing is ready. 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Guterman pitches a 1-9, left-handed. Strikes out Downing. Second strikeout of Downing the day. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 9th. That brings up Burleson. 1 for 2, a run scored and a walk for Rick. Guterman's pitch, a 6-8. Burleson, the right-hander. Single 1 to 19 or a line drive to second. Tartabull ranging. It's past his glove, and Burleson has the second base hit of the day for himself. Guterman holds on pretty well as well, and -2 to go with a 0, so slightly worse. Actually, sorry, that's still 6-8. So it'll be a -4, -6. So Burleson held, and here comes Boone. Boone 2 for 4 today, a homer, a single, 2 runs batted in. He did ground into a double play back in a second, but a productive day for Bob at the plate. Guterman with the pitch to Boone. It's a 4-7. Boone batting right. Single for Boone, his 3rd hit of the day. And that's trouble. Guterman 1 hit or walk away from fatigue himself as he tries to wrap this one up and keep his team close. So Boone on first, Burleson on 3rd. They're looking for a double play, and Pettis is up. Gary is 1 for 3. He was caught stealing and struck out his last time up. Guterman looks in for the sign. He gets one he likes. And a 6-4 on an off-speed pitch. Pettis batting right today. That's going to be a base on balls. Guterman misses, and that will load the sacks full of Angels. And the Mariners are not feeling blessed as Lee Guterman will go to the showers. So Guterman can't hold it. And you might be seeing some mop-up here. Actually going to bring in Bill Swift. Swift, a spot starter sometimes. He will pitch relief today and likely close this one out. So Guterman goes 2, and he's on the hook for everybody else. Bases loaded full of Angels, and Swift will have to deal with Bobby Grich. Swift done with his warm-ups, and Grich waits from the right-handed batter's box. Grich 1 for 4 today with an RBI his last time. How about a 4-8? Well, that's not good news, folks. He misses. He doesn't like the call, but it's going to stand all the same, and Burleson will score on a base on balls. An RBI for Bobby Grich. And the Angels have extended it to 5-1. Rupert Jones to bat with the bases loaded. lefty against the righty Swift. That's a possible, think about it, possible balk. He'll balk on a 1 or a 2. He does not, so we re-roll. Got a spinner. 3-9 against the right-handed Swift. Home run 1-15, double 16-20. Jones turns on this, drives it deep toward right field. Calderona's going back. So is Henderson. All they can do is watch, I think, right? Double check. What the hell did I roll? Yep, homer 1-15. That's gone. Forget it. That was a 3-9, even though it says 5. I rolled a 3-9. Homer for Rupert Jones. A grand slam home run for Jones. And forget it, babe. This one's pretty much over. 4 runs will score. And the Angels are winning it by a lot to not much now. And Swift is going to stand there and close it out no matter what. So 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Wally Joyner to the plate. He's 1 for 3, a double and a walk. A 3-8 against the righty Swift. There's a ground ball back to Swift. He will catch it and throw Joyner out for the 2nd out of the inning at last. It's going to bring up Jackson, the aforementioned home run earlier, 1 for 4 on the day. How about a 1-8 against the righty? Jackson pulls this one through the left side for a base hit. So Jackson on with a single, and here's the sensei. Doug 0 for 4 today. 3 groundouts and a flyout. He'd like to get in on the hit parade. It's a 3-7. Single 1-7 line out to second. Can Tartabull make the play? No, it's past him. They'll stop Jackson at second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Downing. Brian 0 for 3 today. A run scored, a walk, and 2 Ks. Reached on an error at some point. Trying to get through this one for you, folks, as it's gone to pot quickly. 5-8. Grounder second base X. Here we go. Tartabull a 4E53. You heard me correctly. That's a 16. That might not be too bad. That's a G2. How about a 6 on a 53? Good Lord. That's not an error, folks. It's not an error. So Tartabull goes 4-6 to retire the side. Downing officially reaches on the fielder's choice. There's 2 left and 5 runs score. It's 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And Mike Witt has been strong today. The only run he's given up was a Danny Tartabull homer. Tartabull, remarkably, has not committed an error, by the way. He had a couple of X chances, and he came up good both times. This time he'll lead off the inning. He's 2 for 3 today, responsible for the sole Seattle run. And Witt, with the delivery, has faced just 27 batters through 8 innings. So he could face just 3 above the minimum if he has a perfect 9th. 5-5 against the righty. Strikes him out. Tartabull couldn't catch up that time. He's been behind all day. And there's 1 away. Here's Phil Bradley 0 for 3. Don't need the 20. How about a 6-6 for the righty Bradley? There's a base hit. Double 1-14, single 15-20. They hold him to a single. So life stirs faintly in the hearts of the Mariners fans. And it'll be Calderon with 1 on and 1 out. Witt delivers. He's in a hurry to get to the showers. He's got a dinner reservation. Second base X. Bobby Gritchie, 3E15. Righty, Would Bradley be held here? Probably not. 3E15. How about a 6-7? G3. G3, nothing doing. With the runner on first, that means the runner will advance. So Gritch tosses it to first for the 2nd out of the inning. Bradley moves to second, and the Mariners are down to their final out, embodied in the persona of Gorman Thomas. The right-handed slugger steps in. He's 0 for 3 today. Struck out his last time up. One of a lot of strikeouts by Witt. Not a ton, but enough. A 5-9. Well, there's another one. Mike Witt strikes out Gorman Thomas for the second time today to end this game. The complete game victory for Witt. He'll go to 1-0. The loss will go to Moore. He's 0-1. And the Angels have a win here on opening day in the Kingdom. They defeat the Seattle Mariners by a score of 9-1. The hitting hero of the day, well, hard to say. Everybody contributed a little bit. Let's see if anybody really stands out. It's going to have to be Bob Boone, of all people, folks. The California Angels catcher was 3 for 4, a homer, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. And he will get the hitting MVP of the day, but of course, Mike Witt is the real MVP. Witt gets the win. He goes 9. Let's see what his stats are. He gave up 1, 2, 3, a 4-hitter for Witt. He only run that solo home run by Tartabull. He walk any? I don't remember any walks. No walks. Strikeouts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 strikeouts. So just 4 base runners. And Mike Witt had a beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a lot of fun broadcasting with you this evening. Thank you for tuning into our live 1986 Strat-O-Matic opening day replay between the Angels and Mariners. Hope you enjoyed this game. I enjoyed broadcasting it with you. Tomorrow we'll be coming with some more Strat-O-Matic action. We may pull off an afternoon, evening, twilight doubleheader. If we do so, the teams in question... Why is that upside down? What's happening? Why are you upside down? I don't know. Flip it around. It's okay. So the teams in question for our doubleheader tomorrow. The Kansas City Royals visiting the New York Yankees. That would be Buddy Blackett, Ron Guidry. And the Minnesota Twins and the Oakland Athletics with the rookie Jose Canseco making his major league debut. Frank Viola on the mound for Minnesota and Chris Cutteroli on the mound for Oakland. That will be our twofer twilight doubleheader tomorrow here on JC Sports Replays. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe. I'm glad you tuned in tonight. Hope you find another good YouTube channel to watch for the rest of your evening. I may record a game or play something else or just hang out with the wifey for a while, but I'm tired. It's been fun. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks much for tuning in.